All yiggity, and we're back, and we're just gonna go ahead and say the quiet part out loud. What is up with this rent-free space we got in the head of white America? Well, we're gonna answer those questions and more right when we come back on the Keep It P podcast. So y'all go ahead and get ready.
Pets get prayers, but our sons get chalked. Why you fear our truth, but your lies get talked? Why you ride our wave, but we can't get calls? Y'all devils love style, but don't feel us at all. Y'all some damn devils, it ain't no other way. FBA on code, and we switching up the game. Y'all some devils, ooh, oh, 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 no, na, 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 na. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, I go ahead and let that rock out so everybody can come on up in here. Make sure y'all go grab the pettiest album of the century. That is Foundational Foolery. Stream it on all platforms right now. You dig what I'm saying? Songs like you just heard and other crazy joints. We're going to play some of those later on in the broadcast. However, this obsession with black people, I'm going to have to learn y'all today. So if you got a short attention span, this might not be the episode for you. But nowadays, there's a blurred line between what hate is and what hate ain't. And people would say that, oh, the Keep It P podcast, y'all do nothing but hate, y'all ain't nothing but. All right, check this out. I employed Malcolm X to go ahead and sum up what that means real quick. And then I'm going to also give y'all the definition of what racism and white supremacy is by our great elder Francis Cress Welsing, right? But check this out.
Black Muslims have sometimes, whether you have or not, and I think probably you have sometimes, it seemed to me, been preaching hate to meet hate.
Now, that he's saying black Muslims in that point, but the same could be said about a black podcast that's just waking up their people like the Keep It P podcast. But this is a great retort.
I don't advocate any kind of hate.
There's a lot of talk that sounds very much like it.
No, I think that the guilt complex of the American white man is so profound until when you begin to analyze the real condition of the black man in America, instead of the American white man eliminating the causes that create that condition, he tries to cover it up by accusing his accusers of teaching hate. Actually, they're just exposing him for being responsible for what exists.
Well, that's something of an argument, but I've heard speeches made by some of the people of your group. I think I've heard you make speeches. It seemed to me that you were advocating what I would have to describe, I think, as violence to meet the serious injuries that have been done your people, with which I totally agree.
I don't call that violence. I don't in any way encourage black people to go out and initiate acts of aggression indiscriminately against whites. But I do believe that the black man in the United States and any human being, anywhere, is well within his right to do whatever is necessary, by any means necessary, to protect his life and property, especially in a country where the federal government itself has proven that it is either unable or unwilling to protect the lives and property of those human beings.
So with that being said, just because I got a podcast informing and waking up my people and exposing them to the propaganda and showing them the real sentiment of people in the dominant society doesn't mean that I'm speaking hate. Maybe you need to check your little Kirk juice. By the way, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, Kirk juice is a real thing. I need y'all to add that to your lexicon. Any of these white people you see out here crashing out, doing dumbness, they is on the Kirk juice. I have started a Kirk juice channel on YouTube that is going to focus and feature on all the acts of Kirk juiceosity out here in society right now, today. But back on topic. So Frances Cress Welsing, man, because I think that a lot of reasons why brothers and sisters is confused out here because they don't really know what's going on. Our great elder teacher, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, if you do not know about her, you need to go check up. But she relates racism and white supremacy to a chess game. And we ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit so it don't take that long. But I want y'all to listen.
The dynamic of white supremacy is analogous to a chess game. We haven't looked at it in that way before. See, we've looked at it, everybody hold hands, ring around the rosy, we're all in this together, and we found that, wait a minute, that's not what's happening.
That's not it.
That if we understand the game of chess, where you have a white side of the chessboard and you have a black side of the chessboard, when people sit down to play chess, because I'm not talking about hating white people.
Nope.
I am talking about analyzing the behavior, but I'm not talking about hating them. I'm not talking about destroying white people.
Nope.
But I am talking about understanding this so-called game of chess. Now,
good evening and welcome to For the People. History tells us that before the African's encounter with the European, the African did not need food stamps, did not have broken homes, did not need welfare, did not need care packages from Europe, did not have single-parent families, did not hate black skin, did not worship a white image of God. No, these problems did not occur at the beginning of the African encounter with the European, but they began with the advent of white racism or white supremacy behavior. But while much scholarly attention has been focused on the victims of white supremacy behavior, there has been almost no serious scholarly examination of the white psyche that gave birth to white supremacy behavior. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is a Washington, D.C.-based psychiatrist who has been studying white supremacy behavior for more than 20 years. As you look at the economic, political, and cultural condition of African Americans and Africans around the world, what do you see as the primary obstacle blocking our development?
well, I would label that obstacle with one word, racism, or the phrase white supremacy. That I believe that we need to understand racism in quite a different way. We need to understand white supremacy as we would understand a science. And if we investigate that dynamic, not only locally, nationally, globally speaking, that we will be able to have a greater insight into, what we refer to as poverty, or all the problems of the so-called inner city, teenage pregnancy, you name it, failure in school, unemployment. If we understand racism, white supremacy at another level, we will be able to, I maintain, solve these problems.
So I'm gonna take that a little step further, y'all, because we visual on this thing. So I'm gonna take y'all in steps, right? I'm gonna give y'all Exhibit A. It starts off real nice and innocent, just like Becky right here. It starts off real nice and innocent. Listen to this.
I miss black people. I know that sounds crazy, but I am from Georgia and I used to go to HBCU and the majority of my friends were black, and now I live in a small town in California and I miss black people.
Now, is it the people you miss? Or is it the shaplacky stick? I just got questions. That's all. Let me go ahead and let her cook. I just wanted to know that.
There's not very many here, and I hate it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love my job. I love my friends here, but I miss black people.
Is it the black people you miss? Cause that little shake, like that little reminisce, she was like, boy, the way he was tooting that thing up and beating me silly. She looked like she had a flashback real quick.
Don't come for me. I miss the culture. I miss the vibe. I miss the confidence, the jokes.
The D. Go ahead and say it. You miss the D.
The food.
The D. She just wanted to say it. She wanted to say it, y'all. She wanted to say it. She wanted to say it. All right, so it starts off like that, right? But then it gets progressive, right? See, I'm going somewhere with this, so follow along. Then it gets progressive. Then they start showing up in your village trying to conquer shit. What is he doing? What's this?
Patapim, il mio cappello è pieno di slim. Patapim, patapim, patapim.
Hold on, let me turn that down because I don't want no copyright strike. But what is this? Look at him trying to get some dap from them. Like, y'all on the team, right? And here we go. Look at me. I could dance. Look at what I could do. Look, what is he doing though? He's going to get us views. I'm sorry, I can't turn it up, y'all, but what is Cuz doing? What is that? Can y'all tell me what that is? This is how it starts, right? It goes to the dancing. Then it starts getting a little bit progressively worse, right? This is an evangelical Christian person that says black people can join his church, but he has this to say about black culture. And this is for all you little bootlicking coon niggas running around talking about Charlie Kirk was a Christian man. If you putting blackness before religion, this is what them white Christians really think about you, fam. This is it right here.
If somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them.
Now, I'm gonna have to stop right there. Usually I have to let the little BS play on now, because you are projecting, especially when you threw that little bit about the molesters. Come on, cuz we know that's all white people, fam. Like you're deliberately lying. And all I'm saying is, though, is y'all praying to the same God? Black people that do that be praying and shit. Is y'all praying to the same God as him? That's all I want to know. And if so, does this Jesus got a black ear and a white ear? And does he like take in like grievances from white people and grievances from black people and then spit them out melodically? Like what's going on here? That's a question y'all need to answer yourself. Because I would venture to say that y'all ain't praying to the same God, fam. I don't know what God Cuz is praying to, right? So we got I low-key love them and miss them to let me go to their village and dance and get them hooked. Then this is the religious component, right? But let your little black ass start making some money. Then you got white boy Roy here. Meet white boy Roy. His name is Parker on his little funny ass YouTube channel. And he's being sponsored by New Amsterdam Vodka, by the way. So white people sponsor. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, he's not. That's a clip from $1 Million Worth of Game. I apologize. But he's being sponsored, I'm sure, by whiteness, because look at this, 3.8 million views on this video. And the video is about, the title is Destroying T Grizzly's Pay-to-Win GTA Empire. Listen to that. Destroying T Grizzly's Pay-to-Play GTA Empire. Now, T Grizzly is a rapper from Detroit who has his own GTA Grand Theft Auto 5 server that is exclusive to him and his people, that you could pay to get on and get exclusive straps and get exclusive wooty-woo, whatever it is. If you into that, that's what you into, right? But here go white boy Roy on making it his mission to destroy Cuz shit. Check this out.
This is T Grizzly, one of the biggest rappers around the world with millions of monthly listeners and songs with artists like J. Cole and Lil Yachty. But behind the music, he runs one of the most questionable pay-to-win GTA servers out there, pulling in millions of dollars a year straight out the pockets of his own fans.
Now, notice, pocket watching like a mug. Got to show him stacking the money. Like, you worried about him making money off his own fans, fam. Like, your premise right off the bat let me know what you want. This is that subtle white supremacy right here. Can't even let a nigga live. Nigga can't even do a damn video game joint without your boy. Now, look how deep he go, though.
Down there 50 a week. That shit crazy. You feel me? So
for $100, you can buy your way into his server, but once you're inside, you realize it's designed to make you spend even more. Black market guns, fast cars, trading with other players, everything costs T Grizzly's made-up currency known as black diamonds. And that gave me an idea. If T Grizzly's server was built to take from players, maybe it was time someone gave it all back. Someone who knew how to make millions of real-life dollars in the game, and what better way to do it than right in front of the man himself. Wait, this is T Grizzly, this is him.
Hey, you robbing somebody up at my gas station, gang?
And see if we could get him to post it to his very own YouTube channel. But before I do that, I need to become the newest member of Grizzly World RP for the low price of $100 US. Alright, so
now just looking at cuz he looked like one of them yo ass white boys too. Like I got black friends, the gang, my gang. But you secretly sitting up here plotting against T Grizzly, trying to take money out cuz's pocket. Well, he ain't doing nothing to you, fam. Not a damn thing. But here you got the whole covert underground mission. See, this is why we need to gatekeep shit. That's why we need to keep people up out our shit. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all get that? Oh, but it gets deeper. So that's the subtle racism, the economic racism. Now they done just resorted to shit like this. Now they do it. And notice this too. They always they know who to talk to and they know where to do it at. Because if they ran up on the wrong people, you already know. But I got this from I Expose Racism Pedos. Shout out to that channel on X. Yeah, I did subscribe. Yeah, I am subscribed to him, but I ain't paying attention though. This says racist white man cruises Walmart parking lot yelling warnings to fellow whites. Black people are inside. Danger, stay out. If this ain't an obsession, I don't know what is. Check it out, y'all.
Hey, bud, just a heads up. There's 7 niggers in Walmart right now, so just be careful going to your car, all right? 19,000 white women were raped by niggers last year, and guess how many white people raped a nigger? 0.
That's a lie. That is such a lie. That's way a lie, man. Like, it's up at this point. It's been up, actually. But I'm just talking about up to the point where, you know, y'all, most regular people is trying to see this. Why do y'all think I've been compelled to do such a podcast of this magnitude, man? Because it's going down out here. Because we in a race war and fools don't even know that there's people actively fighting against us. This is what you call like reconnaissance. This is what you call he like scoping out the area, and he do a little bit of recruiting too. Check this out. Listen to this too. This how they recruit.
60% of all violent crime is by niggers. Are you Christian? Do you think that niggers go to heaven? No, Jesus hates niggers.
Again, I ask y'all, are y'all praying to the same Jesus, fam? Because he just said Jesus hates niggas. That's what he just said. And it's just so funny that all the people talking about have sympathy for Charlie Kirk and all of that is basing it off some Christianity. Y'all ain't put the 2 and 2 together yet. Y'all ain't put the 2 and 2 together yet. I call it Kirk juice. Me. This is a prime example of that Kirk juice ideology. But there's more.
Hey guys, just a heads up, there's 7 niggers in there, so be careful going to your car. Oh no.
Oh no, jeez.
Now notice that though. I want y'all to take a look at that. See, there's some jewels in there. He said to a random white man looking for solidarity, "Hey, you know it's 7 niggers in the store. Be aware." The white man said back, "Hey man, my stepdaughter's black," and that's it. But he would probably be the same person on a panel or in the jury talking about, "I don't see race, I don't see color. My stepdaughter's black." But he ain't ride, he ain't check cuz. He let it pass. He let that pass. I want y'all to see that. That's what you call casual racism, right? He's confronted with white supremacy in his face, and you know, "Hey man, my stepdaughter's black."
Volcano.
There are 7 niggers in Walmart. Please be careful. Okay? Please be careful. They're rapists. No, I'm dead serious. Niggers raped 17,000 white women last year. So just be careful.
You just said
19,000
19,000.
tonight. All right, we're doing patrol.
How you guys doing? Just want to let you know, be careful. There's 7 niggers in there tonight.
Yeah, niggers and scum. Just looking out for you guys. You're white.
Fuck niggers, white power.
Fuck niggers, white power. Just a heads up. There's 7 niggers in Walmart.
7 niggers.
Please be careful, all right?
My question is like where you get the energy to do this? Like, you ain't got nothing better to do on whatever weekday or weekend night that you rolling around the whitest town in Walmart, because ain't no niggas heard you say that. You ain't saying that loud enough so no niggas can hear you. And that's so cowardly. It's so cowardly. But what do you expect? But there's more.
Sir, we're just looking out. There's 7 niggers in Walmart right now. Please be careful, okay? You got it, man. Please. If you need us, just honk, okay? We got guns.
Hey, we just want to let you know to be careful if you go in there tonight. There's 7 niggers in Walmart, so just be careful. If you need us, let us know, okay?
Are you a lesbian? You're fucking weird looking. Hey, fuck off, Jew. Fuck you, nigger. Shut up, nigger.
All right, nigger.
You're a fucking lesbian. What are you, fat? You fucking weirdo?
On TikTok.
Who's on TikTok, you fucking lesbian?
Wow. On Instagram.
Hey, there's 7 niggers in there. Be careful. White power, you fucking nigger.
That's right. White power.
You know what's funny though? These niggas won't bust a damn grape in a food fight. Y'all gonna run up on the lesbian chick, then you want to get all tough and shit. But I ain't seen y'all run up on no niggas. Why you can't warn the niggas about the niggas though? Niggas don't get no warning? Little cowards. Who all up in here, man? It's a whole bunch of people in here, man. Tap in. I know a lot of y'all coming in off them viral reels that we got over there with that Kirk juice. Ooh, that Kirk juice got them mad, y'all. The Kirk juice has got them upset. Kirk juice TV is in full effect. Matter of fact, let me show y'all real quick. Let me show y'all what the Kirk juice look like. Matter of fact, y'all can go check it out on the channel. The reel is blowing. This is that Kirk juice on display. Who was on the Las Vegas trip on that Kirk juice? But they mad about this. I'm talking about my comments this joint. Kirk juice. Damn, what a big thing to say. Look, your boy on that Kirk juice about to run up. Then he met up with somebody doing some Muay Thai kick. Look, little Kirk juice didn't want none of them kicks. Look. Ooh, got that little kick. Ooh, he spit on him and ran.
Spit on him and ran.
See, that's that Kirk juice on display, y'all. So I know we're going to have a lot of angry people on this broadcast and all of that coming in, but I I don't care. Y'all want to see some more Kirk juice? Because the Kirk juice is going down over there. Y'all look, check out Shorty. Shorty was look, this lady definitely on that Kirk juice. Look, on that Kirk juice at the game. Kirk juice got her little nose split open. You couldn't do damage with her. She got her little shit split. Damn. What else I was gonna say? Yeah. I wanted to bring y'all back to the reason why all of this is happening. And it's the more you know. So if you got the short attention span and you don't want to hear the knowledge, then do what you gotta do. But Mrs. Welsing does break it down pretty dope.
How do you define white supremacy or racism?
Well, I understand racism. Well, let me just drop back.
Okay.
In the late 1960s, I wrote a paper on racism. The paper was really written for fellow colleagues in psychiatry because we were looking at racism. If you remember, 20 years ago, people were having black caucuses and looking at the issue of racism during the Civil Rights era. And so I put down my thoughts about racism. And I entitled the paper that I wrote, The Crest Theory of Color Confrontation and Racism, in parenthesis, White Supremacy. Crest is my maiden name. And so I entitled the paper that. But basically, I looked at racism as a behavioral dynamic that came about because the white population in the world is a tiny minority population. It is also a genetic recessive population in terms of skin coloration. And so I looked at racism as behavior that evolved when this minority population that was genetic recessive found itself in a world on a planet in which the vast majority of the people, black, brown, red, and yellow, are not only the numerical majority, but they are genetically dominant in terms of skin coloration and could potentially cause white genetic annihilation.
Before she goes on real quick, she said something that, I'm not saying that's what she meant to say, but it's funny the way she chose the words when she said, when this white population finds themselves on a planet with other minorities, other people of color or whatever. I just thinking like aliens, maybe? I'm always going to talk about aliens, so I don't care. I got my tinfoil kufi on. But genetic annihilation is where she left off.
And so if the white population consciously or subconsciously desired to survive genetically speaking, you see, and not be, I think sometimes they use the terms mongrelization of the races, but genetic annihilation is the terminology that I use, then that would require that the white population hold in oppression all of the non-white people on the planet, black, brown, red, and yellow people. Now, of all of the non-white people, black people have the greatest genetic potential to cause white genetic annihilation. And so when we were children, we learned, if you're black, stay back, brown, stick around, yellow, mellow, white, right. Now, those are the gradations of the genetic production of this black pigment melanin. And so the more melanin you have, the greater threat to the fear of white genetic annihilation. So that's the way that I understand racism. And racism is not something that is just operative at the economic level. That racism, to use the terminology of a gentleman named Neely Fuller, who has also written about racism, that it is operative in all areas of people activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. In other words, there are behaviors that are carried out across the board in all areas of people activity to prevent white genetic annihilation or to maintain white genetic survival. Activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. In other words, economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. In other words,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking. That's just, look, man, that's just a tool. These are tools that they use to support racism and white supremacy. Entertainment, sex, war, politics. Did you hear what she said? So you don't think that there's propaganda in the things that you see and hear for the benefit of what? To prevent genetic annihilation. They scared of dying off. So does that say that you got to draw a conclusion from that? The conclusion is not a good one, but the conclusion I draw from that is it is inherently in them to hate, because hate separates, and with separation you don't get genetic annihilation. If everybody was all love, kumbaya, blah, 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 they be wiped out. They be gone. What's their biggest great? We want to live in a racially white society. Well, they can't do that if little Becky is getting some soul pole, fam. They can't. So this ain't, like to give an excuse to their racism. It's just to help you understand it. Right? And just know, y'all, the smaller and smaller of a minority that they get, the more that they're gonna act up and act out in an attempt to try to save their race. But there's more.
Words, there are behaviors that are carried out across the board in all areas of people activity to prevent white genetic annihilation or to maintain white genetic survival.
Two terms, genetic recessive and genetic annihilation. What do they mean?
Well, genetic recessive, the inability to produce melanin skin pigmentation, is a genetic recessive trait. A genetic dominant trait is the ability to produce melanin pigment. Now, melanin is the pigment it's a black pigment that causes skin coloration. And so the inability to produce that pigment is a genetic recessive trait.
So that means if we talk about the genetics of the people that's on this earth, the lack, therefore, of melanin is out of this world, literally. I'm pointing to aliens. Aliens is my thing. Y'all can keep going with what you're going with, but they live here among us and they them people, because you can't explain it no other way. But she said a recessive gene, and people with melanin have the dominant gene. So that means if we mix our genes with anybody's genes, you get our genes. Here we go.
Whereas a genetically dominant trait is the ability to produce it. And so that's why when you mix black people and white people, the product is a product of color. The person is going to be a colored person.
Okay, so in a sense or two again, the Crest theory of color confrontation says what?
The Crest theory of color confrontation says that racism, white supremacy, is conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival on planet Earth.
Thanks, bro. I'm back.
Genetic annihilation.
Okay, what are the historical and psychological evidences that lead you to believe that racism is based in the fear whites have around genetic survival?
Well, perhaps I would say, we have history, and we have, hundreds of years of oppression, what non-white people refer to as oppression. Sometimes it was referred to as colonialism, imperialism, slavery. For example, I say slavery was a phase of white supremacy domination. Do you see that? Reaching out, going into Africa, going into Asia, going into other countries, but certainly going into Africa and bringing African people, 50 million people were taken out of Africa, going into Africa, enslaving people and bringing people, to different parts of the world. So we have a historic record that demonstrates not only when white people came to this area of the world, there were brown people here, Native Americans, the various Indian nations, millions of people, you see.
We was here already. I hope y'all know that.
Who are today even living on reservations, do you see? And they were slaughtered and they were taken off of their land. And they too could cause white genetic annihilation. In other words, if there was this mixing, you would have white genetic annihilation or, not white genetic survival.
Now, is the fear whites have around genetic survival the only thing that fuels white supremacy? Or is there an economic component to it?
No, I say that the deep underlying, I'm a psychiatrist, and so I'm accustomed to looking for the core of behavior. In other words, what is underlying behavior? People come and ask a psychiatrist, why do I do what I do? If the answer was just at the surface level, they would be able to see it themselves. Sometimes you have to look very deeply to see, what is fueling, what is underlying this? And so I say that the fear of white genetic annihilation fuels all of the activity that we see. I mean, it's not only a fear of genetic annihilation, but there's also a sense of inadequacy that goes along with that fear. You see, and I say that one of the major evidences of a sense of genetic inadequacy is I would say, the obsession to tan. You see, I mean, physicians, white physicians, every summer in this area of the world, also in Europe, will tell the white population, be very careful about staying in the sun. But the white population, says, and it maybe not everybody, but certainly large enough numbers for it to be a real concern. I have to have a tan. I don't think I look good unless I have a tan. Now, the very tanning mechanism is bombarding cells in the skin that customarily or normally would produce a melanin pigment, so that the skin would be normally brown or black, okay? But if those cells have a deficiency of an enzyme called tyrosinase, then they can't go forward and produce melanin pigment. But if I bombard those cells with ultraviolet rays, light rays, I can force the cells to produce small quantities of the tyrosinase enzyme and go forward to produce a melanin pigment. You see, so I say that obsession about having to have color.
How long has white supremacy been in existence on this planet?
Well, I would go back 2,000 years. I would go back to even Greek and Roman times. I mean, if we bring to mind a map of the world and we see this gigantic continent of Africa, and then we see the very tiny countries that are atop the continent of Africa, Europe, and if we look and visualize on the northern tier of the Mediterranean, Greece and Rome, so that when you had the white population, 2,500 years ago coming into Africa, there had to be the awareness that white genetic annihilation was possible. And to the extent that people will say that the Greeks were white, or the Romans were white, with all the intermixture that was going on with black people in Africa, then there had to be, there had to be the maintenance of a white population, or saying, well, the white population is going to have certain privileges and the non-white population is going to be denied those privileges. Otherwise, everybody would have been colored. You see, because you certainly had more people in Africa than you had in, the tiny area of Europe. And so if there was just a genetic blending, everybody, blending together, then everybody would have been dark. But if everybody is not dark, then that means that there's a segregation going on based on the ability to produce melanin skin pigmentation, and I say that that's white supremacy.
How does your perception of racism differ from the traditional perception of racism?
Well, I'm not sure what you would call the traditional, but maybe the traditional view says that racism came about as a result of certain kinds of economic activity. You see, and that if you segregate on the basis of color, that you can have a population that you can economically exploit because they are identifiable as being non-white people.
And you say that's not
valid. And I say it's upside down, that it's the other way around, that the oppression, you see, because non-white people and black people in particular are not just exploited or oppressed in the area of economics, they're oppressed across the board. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. The oppression, you see, for what I refer to as white genetic survival is operative in all areas of people activity, not simply the economic. And black people have, well, if we are going to, as black people, take responsibility, and I think that, white people, some white people from time to time verbalize, oh, I'm so tired of you people begging and asking, I understand that in terms of white genetic survival thinking, okay. But if black people are going to take responsibility for the situation that we find ourselves in, or all the non-white people on the planet, you see, that are suffering under white supremacy, if we are going to take responsibility, then that means that we have to analyze it. We've thought, well, if they change the laws, everything will be all right. Or if I get a job, everything is going to be all right. If I get an education, everything is going to be all right. So now we find, no, that's not true.
Which gets to my next question, really. How has the, quote, traditional view of what racism is hampered our ability to deal with it effectively?
Well, it's the same thing as a doctor having an inadequate diagnosis. You see, as a physician, I have an inadequate diagnosis of the patient's condition, then I'm doing something with the patient, but the patient continues to be sick. The patient might even die. A smart physician will say, I have the wrong diagnosis, or my diagnosis is inadequate. I really need to study this patient in greater depth to find out what is really going on, so then I can then do something about it. You see, and so I'm saying that instead of, because I think that with this understanding of racism, I can understand. I mean, I'm not angry at white people because they're practicing white supremacy. I think it's unjust. I think it's horrible. But when I analyze their situation and say, well, they're doing this to survive. You see, they're frightened. I mean, even the killing of black men. Black men are a threat to white genetic survival.
Why?
Well, because only men can impose sexual intercourse.
Y'all got to understand what this lady is saying. She is so powerful. I hope y'all taking this all in. Now, I want y'all to think about something because it's my job to put it on y'all mind. Have y'all noticed the obsession with white dudes and black dildos? also because of the black male phallus penis being so large and deadly in multiple different ways, pun intended. That's their form of the phallus is the gun, because it's the antithesis of the life-bearing black male phallus. You know what I'm saying? So their phallus is to take away the life of the black man. It's deep, man. It's deep, brother. It's deep. But there's more. Hold on. I'm learning you.
White males coming out of Europe impose sexual intercourse in Africa on, African women. Women cannot impose sexual intercourse. White women cannot impose sexual intercourse. Black women cannot impose sexual intercourse. Do you follow what I'm saying? That's basic physiology. Do you see? Because let's say if a woman said to a man, "You are going to have sex with me," and he says no, and so I pull out an M16 rifle and I say, "You better." Do you see? If I frighten him, then he'll lose the erection. Right. So the male cannot be forced, but males can force females. White males can force females. Black males can force females. So that the fear of white genetic annihilation centers really on the black male. Do you see? And that was why I say the Republican Party could win an election by talking about Willie Horton. Do you see? Because
talk about Willie Horton. What do you...
Well, do you see that Willie Horton? Willie Horton. Here's a black male who raped a white female, was let out of prison and raped a white female. Everybody, the white females, that is, got very frightened by that, we are told. Do you see? But I say that what was really being stirred up, not only in the white females, but in the white males also, was here is a black man, do you see, who is invading white females, and that is how white genetic annihilation occurs. Do you see? And so I say that is the deepest issue in the brain computer of white persons on the planet Earth.
So when we speak in terms of, hold on, Charlie Kirk, last post. Let me show y'all what. Let me show y'all what Charlie Kirk's last post on X was. Let me show you real quick. So y'all, I'm gonna show y'all a real-time example that this sister is a spot, and I do mean spot on. Hold on real quick, because I got to come with the receipts. Hold on. Let me see Charlie Kirk. Oh, I'm just looking it up real quick. Y'all tap in. What's up, fam? I see you over there tapping in. G, I appreciate you tapping into the broadcast. I'm just trying to learn them today. That's all. He said, what'd you say? Said you had a clip earlier at the Walmart with them line up. Exactly. But this one though, look at Charlie Kirk's last post. Hold on, y'all. Before he died. Check this out. And don't tell me they scrubbed it. Oh yeah, they scrubbed it. Cause his last post before he died, it was a picture of the white girl on the train with the black man standing above her talking about America will never be the same. Hold on. Oh, they scrubbed it, huh? Oh, here we go. Hold on. What's it? Charlie. Official black woman just for the murder. Yeah. No. Yeah, here it go. Right before he died. You see this? America will never be the same. Stoking them little white girl fears. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous as hell. It was so dangerous that cuz got popped in the neck. And it wasn't even from us. But hold on, there's more though. I'm learning, y'all. Hold on.
This disappearance. And we as black people, white females, and that is how white genetic annihilation occurs. You see? And so I say that is the deepest issue in the brain computer of white persons on the planet Earth. You see, this fear of this disappearance. And we as black people, we don't really understand that. I mean, because we cannot disappear based on genetic annihilation. And
that's, brothers and sisters, y'all don't understand. This is deep. They've been at war with us. They've been at race war with us. since we fought to get off them plantations, fam. Tuskegee experiments, the jab. Remember when the jab was out, man? How they was offering niggas 3-5s to go get the jab. Get your booty to the polls. Vax that thing up. No vaccine, no vucking. No, they was going hard. What you think that was? You don't think that's war? There's more.
As a matter of fact, under white supremacy, black people try to get rid of the color. Right. You see, and find it very difficult to get rid of because the pigment is so very powerful. Okay, but
that's skin bleaching. That's black Republicans. That's all these bootlick niggas talking about Charlie wasn't a racist. He was just telling it like it is. Remember when she said entertainment, religion, politics? Religion got some of you niggas fucked up out here. And it's doing a great job.
Black people were doing that, thinking, well, if we were lighter, maybe there would be less oppression, you see, under white supremacy. But I'm saying that black people do not understand this fear. But I maintain that white people understand the fear. And this is why groups that call themselves Ku Klux Klan, you see, can raise the issue of racial purity and have a lot of people, you see, respond to that. I even maintain that that's what the cross burning is all about.
That's what the dying of Charlie Kirk symbolizes, fam. What y'all don't get is that was their mascot. He was the one that was willing to say what they really felt. He was the one that was going to say what they could say without having to be in HR the next day. Charlie was their man. He was their man, fam. Hold on, what you say? Did you see the update on NC perpetuators? So many things about that story are troublesome. 10 black. Oh man, I don't know. You say what you say. There's an official report that the NC Mail told that police that he is being controlled. He said they injected him and he can't control his thoughts and behaviors. It's on the official police. That's that MK Ultra fam. See, we got some very intelligent viewers here on the Keep It P podcast that know things. And, sometimes I explain things and I don't want to seem like I'm preaching to the choir because I know we know, but these is the broadcasts that need to be spread out there for everybody to get this sort of kind of information. Because if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. And now you're going to have your little goofy ass running around here talking about we all in the same gang while they secretly beating up on your ass.
I say that the cross, if I hope we can talk about this in a mature way on television, but if you have a view of the male genitalia, do you see? So you're looking at the testicles and you're looking at the phallus. That if the brain makes an abstraction of that, you have a cross. Do you see? And so all of the, mongrelization of the races or the white race is going to disappear. And so that is altogether symbolized in a cross and burning of the cross, do you see? Which is a statement of that this is what the black male's genitalia can cause the annihilation of the white race. And so, lynch the black man, castrate the black man. If a black man gets out of line, then burn a cross on his front lawn, do you see, and kill him. I say that these are the deeper issues that are not talked about at the surface level. People say, oh, I never thought about it like that. I mean, I've had white people say that. Oh, I wondered why. I didn't understand why, you see. Now, when every white person hears that, they may not respond, but somebody has to explain behavior.
You mentioned the word castration. How prevalent is that in world history? That is, people being castrated.
Well, I say that is peculiar to white people dealing with non-white people. I mean, there's no record of black men castrating white men. There's no record of black men tampering with the genitals of white men.
Tampering with the gentle. Come on, man. The problem is, man, we got a lot of people for whatever reason that's scared to speak the truth because obviously speaking the truth has some dire consequences. But this mirror has to be held up to people, man. That's why you ain't never heard. Some of y'all probably ain't even never heard these words before. Some of y'all ain't even never heard these thoughts and these ideas from a brilliant sister. I'm talking about and this is a psychiatrist we're talking about, somebody who psychologically is breaking down the profile of people who are inherently racist for genetic survival. So now we begin to see that all the things that are portrayed on us in society is nothing more than a projection. Yeah. That chessboard, the white and the black chessboard. Yeah, that's what's up. Oh, but there's more. I'm gonna learn y'all. Y'all got to get this today. Hold on.
You see, and so if a scientist, a behavioral scientist would say, well, this is very interesting. Why would this occur? What is behind this behavior? Why this attack on the black man's genitals? And I say that if we begin to understand the fear of genetic annihilation, because what is in the genitals, what is in the testicles, do you see? The genetic material is in the testicles, do you see? And so if I have a fear of being genetically annihilated, then the brain computer will cause me to attack the person's genitals. I even say that, what is called justifiable homicide. And justifiable homicide does not refer to, because we don't have instances of black men in police uniforms, do you see, so-called accidentally killing a white male. We don't have any record of that. But the record. Say that again. Say that again. So you don't have a record, or of black police officers saying, "Oh, I shot that white male. I thought he had a weapon." There's no record of that. But we have, the record is, gross. Innumerable instances of a white male in uniform, could be a 14-year-old black male or it could be a 45-year-old black male. I shot him. I thought he had a weapon. And then that's called justifiable homicide. Now I say deeper, what is going on is that within the white male's brain computer is he looks at the black man and he thinks about the black man's genetic power that resides in the genitals. And that in his mind subconsciously is a weapon. Do you see what I'm saying? Because see, we never talk about these issues. These issues that I'm talking about.
Shannon Sharp. Y'all remember Shannon Sharp? The little white girl talking, I want give me some black babies. Put some of them big black babies in me. They had to fry cuz. Oh no, you got to come up off of 50 million for that, fam.
You see, I would guess that they've never been talked about in the history of television. You see, to talk about what is actually going on around this issue of fear of genetic annihilation. So that I thought he had a weapon and so therefore I shot him. Well, he does have a genetic weapon, if you want to call it that. And I say that also accounts for the language that is used, the great equalizer. I wish we had a blackboard because, again, to go back to looking at the male genitalia, and you can see if the brain makes an abstraction, it's going to be a cross. Okay, if you look at a lateral view of the male genitalia, you have something that looks almost like an L. You see, if you turn that around 90 degrees and you have something that looks like this, and it's an abstraction of a gun. And then we call that the great equalizer. You see, and then it's worn at the level of the genitals and at the hip level.
Wow, is this deep? I knew this stuff, but I'm just saying, did y'all know this? What's up, Tia Mama? How you feeling? Yeah, it's deep, y'all. It's deep. So basically what she just told y'all is that you're at war and you're walking around armed already. Your uniform and your penis is your uniform in this race war that has been going on, and we still got people. They're like, oh no, it ain't no. Yeah, you might as well assume, fam. You might as well. It ain't been this big uproar and outcry over Charlie Kirk over nothing, fam. This is the quintessential explanation of where Kirk juice comes from. But there's more. Oh, hold on. Was that it? Hold on. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I wasn't showing y'all.
There's language that is used, the great equalizer. I wish we had a blackboard because, again, to go back to looking at the male genitalia and you can see if the brain makes an abstraction, it's going to be a cross. Okay, if you look at a lateral view of the male genitalia, you have something that looks almost like a L. You see, if you turn that around 90 degrees and you have something that looks like this, and it's an abstraction of a gun. And then we call that the great equalizer. You see, and then it's worn at the levels of the genitals and at the hip level. So I say that the brain computer, you see, in the white collective and the white male collective specifically, that if, there's looking at the black male and saying he has a weapon, meaning his genitalia and his genetic material, that can cause my annihilation. And so the brain computer says must create weapon, can do same thing. Do you see? And then that turns out to be the gun.
An effective response to white supremacy. Your opinion on the civil rights movement as an effective response to the...
Well, you see, the civil rights movement evolved. I mean, you take the emancipation of, enslaved black people in 1863. I mean, at that point, when we were enslaved by white supremacy, we thought if they would just take the chains off, everything would be all right. And we found out that the chains were taken off, and then we had laws that were going to do the same thing that the chains did. And so the civil rights movement changed the laws. You see, all the laws that justified the oppression of black people and the segregation of the schools and the segregation of public accommodations and all of those things. The civil rights movement will change the law.
Which is the reason why you got your boy Charlie Kirk going so hard talking about civil rights was a mistake and civil rights should have never happened. Come on, pay attention, y'all. She's saying this in 89, y'all. It's 2025. This is classic information, and she's been spitting this for 20 years before that. Another thing I wanted to touch on, though, because the chessboard thing I thought was very important. So I'm gonna bust this down, and then we gonna ride out, and I'm gonna come back with some more history for you, some more lessons on why they so obsessed with us.
For us to fully understand exactly and specifically what white supremacy is all about, and people at all ages should know.
What should black children be told about white supremacy?
Exactly what we're talking about here. Do you see? And more, that white supremacy is a system of behavior evolved by a tiny minority of people on the planet who are genetic recessive to the majority. And these behaviors that oppress and hold non-white people down are for the purpose of white genetic survival. These are very unjust behavior, boys and girls, or children.
Good evening and welcome to For the People.
Hold on real quick.
And the second part of our conversation with psychiatrist Dr. Frances Cress Welsing on white racism.
Now, in different parts of the country, when I go around and speak, I will ask, white people, do you want your children to be colored? Do you want your grandchildren to be colored? Do you want your great-grandchildren? Do you want your great-great-grandchildren to be colored? And they say no. So I say, well, if you don't want that to happen, you have to be engaging in certain specific behaviors. You see, so that issue about genetic annihilation does not occur.
So what she's saying is, all this white supremacy coming from these white mothers, that's what ain't nobody talking about, all these school shooters. They want to talk about black women raising these thugs and gangbangers and that, but ain't nobody talking about all these white shooters. And let's keep it real. Colonized black people like Africans and Caribbeans, they take on the same mindset. Trying to keep their little tribes going. There's more.
And this is what we experience, you see, as black people, as non-white.
They should be engaged in what activities?
Excuse me?
They should be engaged in what?
That black people should be engaged?
No, I thought you were saying the whites.
I'm saying that the white, you see, we keep running into, wait a minute, there's a wall. Let's say it might be a black man trying to matriculate in a job situation, and he finds I can only go this far. And
Correct.
Then I run into this invisible wall. And people might say, oh, no, we're not discriminating. But the black person knows that that wall is there. They keep hitting the wall, do you see? Or they're eliminated. Or it's just like looking, how we're looking at the Supreme Court decisions that have recently come about. Do you see? Oh, wow, they're now going back to the old way of doing things. The door opened a little bit, and now the door has to slam back, do you see? And we feel that pressure. And this is when we say, well, racism is going on, do you see? But the white response would say, oh, nothing is happening.
Now, if more African Americans and Africans around the world were to begin to look at white supremacy in the manner that you have outlined, what would it mean in terms of how we respond to white supremacy as opposed to, quote, that traditional?
Well, that's why we have this chessboard here.
All right.
Because I say that the behavioral dynamic of white supremacy is analogous to a chess game.
Here we go.
We haven't looked at it in that way before. See, we've looked at it, everybody hold hands, ring around the rosy, we're all in this together, and found that, wait a minute, that's not what's happening. That if we understand the game of chess, where you have a white side of the chessboard and you have a black side of the chessboard, when people sit down to play chess, because I'm not talking about hating white people, I am talking about analyzing the behavior, but I'm not talking about hating them, I'm not talking about destroying white people. But I am talking about understanding this so-called game of chess. Now, if we look further at the chess game, that in the game of chess for the last 100 years, the game has been played where white always moves first. So that the white side of the chessboard is playing offense, defense. The black side of the chessboard has to play defense, offense. So I say that that's a perfect analogy to white supremacy.
And this is what they mean. This is why they bastardized the term woke, y'all. This is why they don't want y'all to wake up. Because once you wake up, then you know. So they'll take your term and then they'll bastardize it and make it seem like a taboo term. But that's my job, man, to wake y'all up. Do y'all hear this? Get this information in you.
Supremacy has to move against non-white people for the purpose of white genetic survival, do you see? And also, the game of chess is about checkmating the king. Do you see? With white moving offensively and then defensively, that means that the real issue in the game of chess is about the white king checkmating the black king. And I say that that is perfectly analogous to racism, white supremacy, because the primary thrust of the attack of racism, white supremacy, it's against all black people or all non-white people, but it is most specifically against the black male, because it is the black male who can cause white genetic annihilation. You see, and so the game of chess is about the white king checkmating the black king. And so I say that if we begin to say, oh, it's like the game of chess. You see, and black people say, oh, we didn't understand that. Oh, now we can play, because it's just a matter of tactics and strategy. And I go further, to look at the chessboard as though each of these columns, each of the vertical columns on the chessboard, we really need 9. And if we look at it, one column represents economics, another economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And so you have to play on those 9 fronts simultaneously, which is just like playing chess. You don't play on just one column. You have to play and look at all of the columns at the same time. You see? And so if we now begin to say, oh, we understand the dilemma of the white minority on the planet, that they are actually operating in fear of white genetic annihilation, you see, and the intention then being to survive, white genetic survival by any necessary means. And
real quick, before she go on though, I want to touch on something. So, you know how you're not analyzing critically everything. Like you'll say, oh, it's just music, we just having fun. Or, oh, it's a TV show, we just this, that, and the third. Nah, man, it's on all fronts, fam. They're doing it on all fronts.
I mean, any necessary means. Any necessary means. Then black people can begin to say, oh, okay. That means that we have to have tactics and strategies for, you see, black survival and maximal development. In the presence of this continuous onslaught, we will give up completely, you see, begging and pleading. That all of that energy, like 90% of our energy as black people in this area world, is being spent begging and pleading. You see, but that would be analogous to the person who is playing the black side of the chessboard, begging the white side to let them win. So if you were playing the black side of the chessboard and you start asking the white side to let you make some points, they ought to take you to the nearest mental hospital. That's not the way the game is played. You see, the same thing with basketball, the same thing with football.
Is that why we're back now to the Supreme Court going back and undoing?
Right, well, you see, I say that it's that cycle. In other words, white supremacy, you can look at it as Mr. Neely Fuller does as, having 4 phases: establishment, maintenance, expansion, and refinement. And so after you go into refinement, you have to go back to establishment.
So what do you think of the goal of equality?
Well, I think that the issue about equality the dynamic of racism, as I have analyzed it, and white supremacy is coming about because people feel unequal. Do you see? People feel, well, somebody else has a dominant genetic trait that can cause my genetic annihilation. And so that's the game that's on the table. And so equality, you see, you cannot establish equality when you have that dynamic going on of somebody feeling, I have to have everything, or I have to be in charge, either because I'll be genetically annihilated or because I feel genetically inadequate. I have to try to balance that out.
Or I'm ordained by God, or because Jesus told me to, or because it's my right to in the Bible. Come on, y'all. You gotta think. You gotta think.
By having all of the money, all of the jobs, all of the houses, all of the things that are decent, do you see? And I can only feel balanced out if I'm looking at the people who I really look at as genetically dominant to me, if I can reduce them to a state of inferiority, and then I can say, see, I'm superior.
Rap music. Notice how we went from conscious rap to what we got right now. You think that was just because we love the gritty street? Nah. It's all a plan, fam. Social degradation of a people's culture makes them real easy to exterminate. Anybody heard of Nazi Germany? These are the steps that was taken all the way up to them people getting put on them on them trains. Just so you know. It starts with the media. It starts with the music. Starts with the TV. Then you got outward racists. Remember these dudes? Remember these?
Hey, bud, just a heads up. There's 7 niggers in Walmart right now, so just be careful going to your car, all right? 19,000 white women were raped by niggers last year, and guess how many white people raped a nigger?
See? Raped a white girl genetically. 19 niggas. Genetic annihilation. That's all he's saying. We're scared. The black people are taking over. We're going to be wiped out. That's what he's really saying. I said, yep. Great enlightenment. R&B music to trash music. Hell yeah. Ain't no girl, you know I love you. Ain't no more of that. Now is bitch, get your teeth on my dick and my in and my big and I whip it with the it and I in the it. Come on, man. It's for a reason. Hold on, but there's more. I ain't done learning y'all yet. Hold on.
Now that's the dilemma. And I have said, when I wrote the paper, The Crest Theory of Color Confrontation, I said the challenge to white behavioral, it's a challenge, or the challenge to white behavioral scientists, to help the white population locally and globally become comfortable with its color and its minority status in the world.
How do you do that?
Well, first of all, by talking about it. You see, but this is a topic that you cannot talk about. I mean, you should take an A and 1,000 gold stars for having, airing this kind of discussion. This is a discussion that you cannot bring out.
Because it makes them feel bad. Taking books out of schools, blah blah this, blah blah that. Man, this girl, this woman was a prophet, y'all. She's seen the future. Black people are awesome.
You see, if you are a black person trying to talk about racism, you can lose a job. Oh, she's always talking about racism.
Is that going on right now? People talking about Charlie Kirk racist ass getting fired from the job. They want you to, fam, they trying to push it on you, man. It's here, man. It's been here. I've been talking about this for 5-6 years. You always talk about that blackity black stuff. Nigga, ain't nothing else to talk about. That's all they talking about, your black ass. Every day, all day. You go up and down. That's all Twitter is hate the black people. And y'all wonder why I do what I do.
You see, no, we don't want to talk about racism. We certainly don't want to analyze it, because if we analyze it, then, you see, one can get rid of white supremacy. For example, if all of the non-white people on the planet begin to understand the dynamic of white supremacy will come to a stop.
What? That's called getting on code, y'all. That's why I do what I do, y'all. That's why I do what I do, y'all. That's why y'all should be liking and sharing and telling your friends about programs like this in the new black media, because the more we know, the more we grow. That's the only reason they taking advantage of us right now, because they done such a good job of dividing us and making us with this individual culture. Like prime example, how you see people, and I hate this so much, people take videos with the middle fingers up. Like, damn. Fuck everybody. And see, we got to get out of that. We are our brother's keepers. We all we got. Y'all notice we ain't got no friends in Mexicans, no friends in and Asians, no friends nowhere now. I'm not, let me put this caveat out there because I got to do this every time. But we don't speak in absolutes. Everybody has an individual relationship with somebody. But don't be fooled though. Don't think that at one second that they're going to team up with you to go against their own. Never happens. But you will see these bootlicking Sambo coon ass niggas teaming up with white folks to go against their own. Hodge twins, Officer Tatum, and whoever else. You see that. But you ain't finna recruit none of them to go against none of they people. Y'all need to get on code. Oh, there's more. Hold on, I ain't done.
You see, because one of the plays, tactically, strategically, on the chessboard of white supremacy is a minority survives in the presence of a majority by dividing and conquering.
Hello? Is that why the FBA movement is so strong right now? Because we getting hip to the game and getting on code, realizing and recognizing that it was actually kind of like a reverse strategy. They just tried to lump us all in as one big Negro, which is just as effective as shutting us down. And also now we're defining ourselves and getting that act right, asserting ourselves as the black leaders of the diaspora, because we are. And now it's for all the other skin folk to get on code with what we doing. The longest running perpetuators of the fight against white supremacy. Us. The special, long black people in America. We the only ones that's been constantly, forever giving them that smoke. So they're going to have to get on code with us. But there's more.
You see, pit this group of black people against that group of black people. You see, which is reminiscent of the current discussion that goes something like this. The black middle class is not interested in the black underclass. You see, divide and conquer. You see, get the black side of the chessboard, so to speak, warring against these pieces, warring against one another.
Music does that. Musically, on every song, there is a I got it and you don't got it mentality. Therefore, I'm better than you and I can have anything you have and you don't deserve nothing because you're a buster and you ain't got it. That's what our music is nowadays, right? We constantly battling with being degraded in our music, because you got to wonder, when they talk about you broke and you this, that, and the third, everybody like, they ain't talking about me. Yes, they is, nigga. You ain't in the same tax bracket as them, nigga. They talking about you. So we cool with music that disrespects us and degrades us, and we're cool with music that makes us hate ourselves and listen to how many times that we get shot and all of that. Like, you know, we got to stand up against that type of shit though. But we getting on code. That's why these Young Thugs and all this other shit ain't even popping no more. We don't. Matter of fact, speaking of Young Thug, talk about racism and white supremacy. Talk about racism and white supremacy. Album cover? Hold on. Talk about racism and white supremacy? Is that what we're talking about? I give you Exhibit A. What is this? What is this? Niggas is just like, fuck it. If can't beat them, just join them. These is the niggas that they pay, y'all. These the ones that they put money behind. This nigga right here. You see that? What'd you say? We have too many silly, superficial individuals in our community. I would agree. I would definitely agree. on my mama, but that's all right. Let me tell y'all something. We got the definitive guide to being on code, right? This book that we made. Hold on, let me see, because let me go back to a chapter in this joint so I can refer to. Hold on, real quick, because see, we busted down for you. Stay on Code Handbook by Jay Lava and TZ Von Savage. Y'all go and get this for free with the link in the description. What it means to stay on code: protect, uplift, and prioritize FBA culture. It's not about perfection. It's about protection. Every choice, power or weakness, on code equals survival. If we plan to survive out here, y'all, we have got to get on code. I appreciate that. Yeah, we trying to give people tools to shit that they can actually use. Then we actually also got the whole book, recognizing tethers and protecting the lineage. Stay on code, the survival manual for foundational Black Americans. Yes, we did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got literature. Yeah. We authors. We telling y'all how it is. But back to the handbook real quick though. Let me go through a couple of these slides. We got some definitions. We even tell y'all how you can be on and off code. You're self-checking yourself. You know, did I help FBA today? Matter of fact, look, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. I don't just talk it, I live it. I was driving the other day, and I seen this Black lady laying on the ground, and kids was standing up over her crying and shit, and cars just zipping past. Nobody had nothing to say about nothing. I'm like, what the hell? So I goes over there and I pulls over, man, and this is a little bit of the interaction. This is a little bit of it, because I'm like, nobody would believe this shit. That's why I had to. That's why I had to do it. But check this out. Check this little interaction. Oh, you know what? Hold on, fam. I'm watching this shit and I ain't even, shared it with y'all, man. Hold on, my fault. I'm just sitting here. My bad. I wasn't paying attention.
Family, is that your mom?
My bad. Hold on. Check this little
brother. Come, you all right?
This little interaction I had the other day, right? I was driving down the street, man, and I seen this lady laying on the ground, man, and these little Black babies, man, crying. So I had to hit the block, man, and go back over there. I ended up getting out the car. This was just a short piece of it. I ain't really want to, like give her personal information and all that, because I, what I'm saying, had to give him a ride and shit. But I had to get her to calm down because she was on that Kirk juice, fam. She was straight on that Kirk juice. Check this out, though. This is crazy.
You all right? Huh?
I'm trying to set this. I'm just saying coming.
Hey, are you okay? Hey.
He told me to come. He told me to come.
Hey, mama.
He told me to come in this land of this.
Mom, are you? Hey, shorty. This your mom?
Hey, help him out, Mikey. Help him out.
I am. This your mom?
Help me. Help him, bro. Help me. Help me.
Now notice the other dude, little Mexican dude, was like, help him, bro. Help him, bro. Like, we all we got, man. Ain't no, if I wouldn't have stopped, man, I don't know what would have happened to these shorties, man. These shorties, them two shorties you looking at in the video,
Mama, you good? Hey, hold on, shorty. Mom.
They ain't got no goddamn shoes on. I had just went to the store and grabbed some Doritos and a soda and shit. I gave the kids the Doritos and the soda and shit. She said she had just got into it with her husband and she had ran off. Nigga, it was hot outside, cuz. It was hot outside, fam. That ground was hot. Them two babies ain't got no shoes on. She got some fucking shoes on, the bitch. But them kids ain't got no goddamn shoes on. So I had to get them up off the damn concrete and shit. And I dropped them off around the corner. You know, I hope everything was all right or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was really killing me emotionally, like just to see the kids go through that type of shit, man. And I know they're gonna be all right. Everybody, experiences some type of adversity. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they'll grow up to be proponents of mental health, you know what I'm saying, after experiencing what's going on with their mama and shit.
Do you need me to call? Give me some of your people number or something. Huh? Come on, you can't be doing that for the babies. You all, what's up? Is that your mom, fam? Is that your mom, fam? Is that your mom? Family, is that your mom? Little brother, come. You all right?
Yeah, at that point I had just jumped out the car because I fuck all that talking in the car shit. But oh man, for sure, man. Like I got a soft spot, man, for I got a soft spot for homeless black people, men or women, but more specifically black men, but women too. You know what I'm saying? Like this is in Las Vegas, fam. It's always some crazy shit going on in Las Vegas, fam. And I was decided that I'm gonna just start whipping out my camera and filming the shit. And luckily I did, because I'm talking about my whole YouTube is going up off of these crazy Kirk Juice encounters that I've labeled them. All Kirk Juice, fam. Look, like this lady right here. This lady right here at the damn gas station. I was at the gas station. Like, what the hell is she doing? Like, what is that? If somebody could tell me what that is that they see. If somebody could tell me what she's doing. Yeah, this is my regular life, fam. The shit that I be seeing on a regular basis, fam. Like this. I caught this the other day. Shorty was downtown on that Kirk Juice. Can hold that liquor on the strip, sipping that Kirk Juice. Her friend looked like she was on something as well. I be catching it, fam. I be catching all type of drama and madness. Matter of fact, what y'all need to do is go to that Kirk Juice TV. Hold on, because we just started that. That Kirk Juice. Hold on real quick. Let me show y'all what Kirk Juice looks like. Because Kirk Juice is in full effect. Kirk Juice TV. Let me show y'all. Yeah, y'all see that? Y'all see that Kirk Juice right there? We just starting this channel out. It's finna feature all the scuffles, skirms, and viral chaos of the Kirk Juice world that we live in. Matter of fact, I've been spreading Kirk Juice all across all the channels, really. So don't hesitate not to use that in your lexicon. They hate it. White people hate the term Kirk Juice, and I'm making it a phenomenon. So please share the Kirk Juice. Okay, he said no one should be homeless on their own land. You're right about that. You know what? You're right about that. Yeah. You're right about that. That's real deep, T. For real, for real. But man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me so long. We got a lot of people in here. I see hundreds of people on the broadcast, man. I don't know if y'all watching at work, but y'all can say hi, F you, boo boo, you stank, your mama. Y'all could have said something up in this. Oh, look, Kirk Juice just tapped in. What up, Kirk Juice? Kirk Juice just tapped in. You know what I'm talking about? What up with you, Kirk Juice, man? You know what I'm talking about? I was giving you a little shout out on the Jane, on the thing, you know what I'm saying? Teasley Von Savage up in this joint, of course. You know what I'm saying? T up in here. We got FBA Strong up in here. Who else we got up in here that tapped in? Who was this? Goldtronic Gold. Yeah, okay. What up? You family now. You done tapped in. That's what's up. Look, we got somebody we even got somebody in another language. It's funny that they got a raccoon for the profile picture. Look at that. I don't know what the hell they said, but whatever. They up in here trying to do some sort of kind of hate, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, we're gonna give them some love, peace, blessings, and some aloha. But I'm gonna have to play a couple of these songs before I go high. Because first off, I need y'all to go get you one of these. We coming to Washington to get our check. I need you to have one of them. If you ain't scared, I mean, I know it's kind of big words. I know you know, if you ain't scared, or you can get the one I'm rocking right now, which is that cut the check for foundational Black Americans. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You can get it in the reparations, green, yellow, red. We got all type of colors over there, fam. Go get you some colors. Matter of fact, if we don't got the color, you can hit us up personally and we'll make the color and send it to you. How about that? We also got, you know, them get on code joints, man. Respect the lineage and get on code, because that's what we need to do. We got them for the men and the women, because we don't need no divide between young and old. You see what I'm saying? Don't forget that we got the definitive, you know what I'm saying, stay on code survival manual for foundational Black Americans. That's about, what's like 47 pages, 40, 50 something pages. Nothing but, you know what I'm saying, that dopeness, you know what I'm talking about? Then we got the most pettiest, and I do mean pettiest, album of the century, foundational Foolery, with hits on there such as Cow Coochie, Wrong Cookout, White Devils, Hoop Dreams. We got it's a couple nice parody joints on there. You know what I'm saying? For you to go ahead and get into. But I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And you know I got 4 words for you. I need you to go ahead and subscribe for the vibes. I need you to go ahead and like for the spike. I need you to comment, your vomit, share if you care about getting Black empowerment everywhere. Please do that on the platforms that we are on, Jones. And just to bring it all the way home, let me look you square in your whole optical retinas. Look, they took my green screen down. I don't know how. Let me see if I can put that back up. It's kind of whack. It took my whole little green screen down, y'all. I don't know why. Let me see if I can get that back. But anyway, love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I'm out the door high for sure. You already know how I listen to this song before you go high. You go deep.
Down on that couch, candlelight and all, say it's delicacy, but I just gotta pause. You got questions, so do I. Why your tongue deep where the moon is down on that couch, candlelight and all, say it's delicacy, but I just gotta pause. You got questions, so do I. Why your tongue deep where the moon reside? Oh, why you back there, baby? Hey, ain't no flavor that crazy. You call it culture, we call it wild. That ain't cuisine, that's denial. say it's delicacy, but I just gotta pause. You got questions, so do I. Why your tongue deep where the movie down on that cow cooch. Candlelight and all say it's delicacy, but I just gotta.
Hey, since y'all still around, I got some more songs for you. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, no.
Y'all really thought, nah, we don't do that. Let's talk about it.
You pulled up like you knew the code. Didn't bring nothing, not even a fold. Auntie squinting like, who this clown? Unc said, don't let him sit down. You laughing too loud, trying too hard, mimicking slang, but your soul off par. Said you brought vibes, that's cute, but we peeped your plate, it's piled high. You ain't even say grace, didn't look to the sky. You ain't kin, no past, no ties. Now you outside, wondering why around here that don't count as fruit. Love, ay, who told you pull up like that? Nah, with no play, no name, no pass, yeah. You ain't fam, can't dance, fall back. Now you outside reading group chat recaps. You ain't getting no invite, oh, oh no. You ain't get no invite, oh no. Get probed up like you knew the code. Didn't bring nothing, not even a fold. Auntie squinting like, who this clown? Unc said, don't let him sit down.
Are y'all still around? Are y'all still here? Oh, y'all must want to hear some more songs. Okay then, here we go.
Let's get prayers, but our sons get chalked. Why you fear our truth, but your lies get talked? Why you ride our wave, but we can't get calls? Y'all devils love style, but don't feel us at all. Y'all some damn devils, it ain't no other way. FBA on code, and we switching up the game. Y'all some devils, ooh, oh, 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 no, na, 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 na.
Oh yeah, we y'all still around? Oh, y'all still rocking? Y'all better go get that foundational foolery. That's where you can hear this stuff, man. Yada.
Yeah. Hungry. Yeah. Trump ain't let the GDs out. No. Just some tweets and a photo op clout. Facts. Talking slick like he free in the block. Cap. But Larry's still locked. Y'all better stop, huh? For real. Trump ain't let the GDs out. Nope. He just dap, yeah, he up, pose and bounce. All that noise just to chase black clout. Still ain't free the folks he talking about.
Fam, I'm telling you, this album bangs, fam. Y'all need to be going to stream that, fam. It's bangers. Matter of fact, hold on, I got a couple of these jaunts for you. You want some more of them jaunts? Hold on, fam. Let me show you something, fam. I got a couple of. Matter of fact, this is another song. Oh, the album also does have the Cow Coochie remix as well, which is a banger. This song right here, fam. Y'all gotta go back and check the episode that we did with them folks eating on the cow coochie. But hold on real quick, since y'all still around, y'all wanna still stick and stay. All right, I got something for you. Y'all go get that foundational Foolery album so that y'all can bang these gems. Hold on. Here we go. We got gems like this on the joint. Bangers.
But I just gotta pause. You got questions? So do I. Why y'all tongue deep where the moon reside? It ain't steak, it ain't brisk, that ain't what's on they plate. That's the move.
Love from the UK.
Served up well done late with the side of shame and a sprig of time. You eating cow cooch, talking about it's divine. On that cow cooch, candlelight and all and all. Say it's delicacy, but I just gotta pause. You got questions? So do I. You are. Why y'all tongue deep where the moon resides?
I'm telling you, this foundational foolery. It got.
How would you do that?
On there. Hold on, let me see if I can find another one of them bangers for y'all.
When I was in prison, you know.
Hold on, real quick, y'all, and go check out the reels too. We got hella good reels. This is another song on the album that bang.
Hoop dreams, Becky schemes, took the bag, shattered the team. Love the fame, not the soul. Now we ballin' just to fill the hole. She saw the contract, not the pain. Sipped and Chardonnay, playing games. He lost his rules, trying to flex. Now he missing love, gaining stress. I'm a mama warned him, but he chased no. Now his checks got nowhere to go. From courtside love to lawyer calls, Becky got it all when that empire falls. Mama warned him, but he chased your snow. Now his checks got nowhere to go. From courtside.
Hey, that's a banger. Y'all gotta look, man. Keep It P podcast has got a lot for you guys. Okay, you go stream good music. Oh, let's not even forget about the foundational, the FBA album Teezy just came out with. Teezy just dropped a bomb FBA instrumental album that y'all need to go cop with songs on there like Professor Black Truth and J Lava. Let me see. Phoenix T Analog, I think. Look at that. Look at that. This album right here. Phoenix T album. He made a song to me. Isn't that dope? Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, sir. That J Lava bang. Talking about that FBA Writers joint. That FBA Writers joint is what it do. You can go to Phoenix T Analog. He got all type of tracks over there, all type of songs. Here go the album right here. Bangers. Dr. Claude Anderson, Tariq Nasheed, Brother RZA Islam, Great Black Shark, Jason Black, Torian Rain, Vicky Dillard, Professor Truth, TZ Von Savage. All the greats, fam. All the greats on one. Go bang that. What else y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to do something else? Or is y'all ready for me to leave? Because I didn't see y'all ain't left yet. Y'all still hanging out in there. Y'all ain't left yet? Okay. All right. I don't mind. I got time today, cuz. I got time. Let me see what I want y'all to know. I told y'all about the shirts. I told y'all about the music. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm finna go, man. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tapping in with me, man. Love, peace, blessings.